Look at that. Look at this, guys.
Kelly, thank you. One man's life going through some unnecessary legal drama. This after receiving a letter that he had fathered a child with a woman he'd never even met. Now, vindication of sorts. It's a follow-up to a story I brought you earlier this year on his legal fight and what comes next.
She don't know me. How do you just put my name down? How do you just put anybody's names down? I don't know her, never seen her. Still to this day, haven't talked to her. And it just proved out that the baby has no ties to my name. Thankfully, the lady did bring the child in to get tested. And that's all I needed to happen.
This letter from friend of the court reads in part, Dear Mr. Smith, enclosed is a copy of the genetic test results, excluding you as the father.
Look at that, guys.
Let's just set the record. I trust my husband because I know his character. Man of integrity.
I would like to say relief, but it's kind of like confirmation, really.
See? And this guy, like I said, I guess props to him for having a wife that actually stood by him. But guys, in the United States, with false accusations and then paternity, the two things where you are guilty until proven innocent.
Because I already knew that I had no ties and no links to this child or this woman. And to have that letter come to my house, it was a little unnerving. But
Salty, what's up, dude? Rajai, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you here during the day, guys. Good to see you. Right on, man. Adam Schrader, what's up, man?
But not from the standpoint of being caught up in something.
Look at this.
It was a little unnerving that, a letter like this could come to my house having no legitimacy to it.
We first brought you the story of D'Angelo Smith in late January when he presented some...
I think I covered this story like a year and a half ago, guys. Oh, I didn't realize there was a follow-up. And where did his wife's tooth go?
Wild allegations against friend of the court in Berrien County. The initial letter sent to his home stated, a woman who we are not naming alleging him...
Oh, of course they're not going to name who this demon of a woman was, right, guys? Of course.
Be the father of her daughter, a child between the age of 1 and 2 years old.
She's a stripper from Detroit. We had a one-night stand at some hotel that we supposed to have been and went to. And this is a story that was told to me.
While playing the waiting game for the alleged mother to bring in the baby for a DNA sample, the school where D'Angelo Smith teaches received an inquiry for possible garnishment.
Look at that.
Did not go in his face.
So they went to his job, guys, and said, yo, he needs to get money taken out of his check.
Where it made it not something that was being alleged. Now it's something that's being taken into action. And there's no paternity been established.
But clearly, these test results confirm that to no longer be the case.
That being said, strong marriage or not, clean past or not, that's a very tough letter for anyone to receive.
Absolutely.
Without any proof.
Absolutely. It is. It is. The main things that they have to provide to the state of Michigan is a name and a birth date and where they live. That's easy information for
guys. They don't even have to give the right address. All they got to do, guys, any one of us, some broad can put your name and your date of birth and say that you are the kid's father. Clown world.
Someone to gather off of Google, off of Facebook, off of any kind of social media platform.
People who have checkered past, who have done things in the past, who have, stepped out and did things that was unbecoming of a real man, right? And so, but they've changed and they've cleaned up their act and they've gotten better, which all of us have the opportunity of doing or getting better. But a letter like this coming to that house, a man that has changed his ways, that has walked in a different direction, this letter could be absolutely devastating because of what you've done before.
We made several calls to lawmakers in Lansing who are familiar with this particular topic to get some answers.
It's very unfortunate, but paternity fraud is not a unique, unusual situation in Michigan.
Senator Jim Runstead tells me he's been pushing for new legislation on the matter during the past 8 years, saying right now there's no penalty for lying.
Senator, what was the opposition for not?
You hear that, guys? You hear that, guys? Right now, there's no penalty for some knuckleheaded 304 to lie. Right, guys? Absolutely insane. Look at that, guys. Look at that.
Not passing this kind of legislation?
Well, maybe it would hinder mothers who don't want to name a particular guy, or they made a mistake, but you had to knowingly name the wrong person. It becomes emotional stuff.
Respectfully, to mandate that DNA testing for the child is conducted first before a letter is sent to someone's home alleging they may be the father of a child regarding a woman whom they have never met, doesn't that seem like common sense type of legislation?
See, now you're actually talking with logic and reason when it comes to women, and that's a mistake there, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
I tell you, Joshua, the common sense goes out the window. I'd be more than happy to put that bill in. I'm telling you, it wouldn't even get a hearing in committee. I'll guarantee you, it wouldn't even get a hearing in committee. I ran across this before.
And the only reason I believe that this woman came in was because of Fox 2. Fox 2 provided a platform where the word got out, and this word spread it like wildfire quickly to the point where the lady came in. Now, I asked the courts, the friend of the courts, about bringing her in. They said,
nope.
Well, we just have to wait until she comes in.
Look at that.
But I thank God that Fox 2 provided a platform where the lady was able to come in, but everybody does not have that opportunity for Fox 2 to show up at their doorstep to help them out.
Guys, dodge that bullet. Right, guys? Dodge that bullet. Let's look at one more story here, guys. There was one where it's like a bunch of dudes that got. Here we go.
Wife in 16 or 17 years.
An Iowa man is upset over a state law that's making him pay child support for a kid that isn't his.
Yeah.
Joe Van Dusen received a letter from the Iowa Department of Human Resources ordering him to pay child support. And Joe says, well, wait a minute, I haven't seen my estranged wife in 16 or 17 years.
Hasn't seen her in 16 years.
They never got divorced. This new child.
They never got divorced. They never got divorced. You absolute moron.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Guys, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you're married to a chick, it doesn't matter whose baby she has. You are the father by default. Why? Why would you not get divorced? Look at that, guys. How are you going to not be with a chick for 17 years and not get divorced?
Earned one. Now Joe is being ordered to pay child support. It's not even his kid. He hasn't seen his wife in 16 years.
But when it comes down to it, that's the law. I don't know who the wife hired as a lawyer to find that out and to go after him for that. But since then, he set up.
She didn't hire anyone. The court did it automatically. You guys see how this chick has no sympathy at all? None. These chicks are demons, man.
Kind of a crowdfunding page. He's raised money for the legal fees. And other fathers in Iowa, or is it Iowa?
Yeah. Three other fathers.
Yeah, they've come out and said, like, this has happened to me too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, if you're going to be separated from your spouse, you should probably get a divorce. But this does go to the issue, and there was some reporting in the Star Tribune about this weekend, talking about kind of what many believe are outdated laws about spousal support, considering the way life operates today.
I'd like to know who the father is and why he isn't paying child support.
Well, maybe he is, but
because he doesn't have to, right?
She's entitled by law to this additional money.
Yeah.
They need to
Crazy
fix
story.
that. We're looking for your feedback. Do you agree with the Iowa law and think that Joe needs to pay up? Is it worse? Comes up.
Response to this online.
I'm not surprised at all. Candace says, based on the very brief information in this article, he should not. However, I suspect there's more to the story. Perhaps
it's not going to matter. See, and this chick here still can't give him the benefit of the doubt.
To show he is not the father or show proof of separation for 16 years. He is going to do a paternity test.
And we just talked to Jonathan
Doesn't
Fogel,
matter.
the lawyer who was here before, and he said the law is the same in Minnesota where you just have to go to court and prove that you're not the father. Debbie says he needs to file that paperwork that says he's not. And here's Debbie saying the same thing. If you're legally married to someone, you are the father, even if you're not the biological
There you go.
father.
Debastardization
He
laws.
says they definitely should fix that law. It's true that they should have gotten divorced if they aren't together, but that is way different than paying for a child that you shouldn't be responsible
Look at that, guys.
for.
And then Jessica says whoever signs the recognition of parentage form at the hospital when the mother is unmarried, that person by signing assumes legal responsibility for the child. That's always explained to the person before they sign.
But she is married.
And she is married.
So I
but
think
maybe
that
this
changes it.
person didn't sign the. Yeah, she's still married.
No, guys. It doesn't matter. What a joke, guys. What a joke.